This concludes member statements. I'll now allow for 7 ministerial responses. Can I get hands? Senior Minister of Water. Are there any other ministers on virtual? Basic education. Okay. While we start with Minister of Water, I'll be assisted to get Honorable Ndlozi. Are you Minister of...
No.
I say this because you did not say you're raising a point of order. So I was saying,
Speaker.
did I miss the news?
Speaker, I know, with respect, Speaker, I just want to put it on record that this thing of the serial absence of ministers in Parliament is worrying. Let's just put it on the record that we are having a very bad experience of ministers in the 7th administration not coming to Parliament, and even in the committees there, they are serially absent. I'm hoping that you're going to fix it, because the next step will have to be to bring them here physically.
Okay, Honorable
The parliamentary
Ndlozi.
security forces.
Honorable Ndlozi, I am sure your member of the Chief Whips Forum did indicate that the Chief Whips Forum, given that we don't yet have a structure that can accommodate everybody, agreed that for this session until the recess, which we're going to go now, is going to be a hybrid session, meaning that other people will be on virtual and others will be present in the House. So that was agreed to, and that applies, order, honorable members, that applies also to ministers. So there was no exception that in the hybrid situation, ministers are only the ones that are compelled to be in the House. Honorable,
No, thank you, Speaker.
yes.
But I think the context you are bringing this matter, it's not correct. We agreed that between now up until we come back on the 7th, we're going to have hybrid.
Yes.
But the issue of the ministers being present, because it can be that the ministers, they're not going to be here, they're going to be on virtual, when they know that they've got an important task. When we come here, and then especially when there are questions that must be responded by the same ministers, they know the importance of them coming and being physical here
Thank you.
in the session. So that was the context,
Okay.
because not that important issues, they can be taken and then people on virtual, where last week we had an issue of a minister that was
Honorable
not ordered
Dlamini.
until we had to ask someone to intervene here.
Honorable
So that's why it's
Dlamini.
important for them to be here.
Honorable Dlamini, I've noted the point of order, Chief Whip, but just to indicate that the principle remain. When we say Parliament is going to be on hybrid with no qualification, and I'm being emphatic, no qualification, that also includes ministers. But when it comes to questions, ministers have been in the House. It's only last week where the deputy minister who was standing in for the minister was on virtual, and I ruled as a speaker that that question will come back to the House for a response because the deputy minister was not audible. So I wouldn't want us to belabor the point, because while I understand the principle that has been raised, but I think it is important to also respect the decisions we ourselves have made. Honorable Chief Whip.
Thanks, Madam Speaker. No, I really wanted to reaffirm that position, because we had a meeting, not now, on several occasions, when we took a decision that we are going to hold meetings virtually up until the end of this quarter. And there was no provision in that decision to say that, but virtually will not be sufficient for ministers if they are not going to be in the House in person. And our understanding is that the rules of Parliament regard the virtual connectivity of the members who are not in the House as being part of the House. The concern about ministers not responding to questions is a concern that we all share. And I think it's a concern that is being addressed on the basis of the intervention you made last time regarding the deputy minister. And all other ministers, we're looking at the virtual logging in. Beside Minister Majodina who's here, there's quite a few of them, if not more than half of them, who have joined the meeting in the virtual space. That's what I wanted to clarify, Minister.
Honorable members, I see Honorable Manye, I will recognize you, but can we actually bring this issue to a close so that we get ministers to respond to the statements and then we can proceed to the statement by Honorable Majodina. Honorable Manye?
Thank you, Speaker. Some of these things were decided when some of us were not part of the mix. One of the things...
Order. Honorable members. Order, honorable members. Honorable Manye, you can continue.
Speaker, this matter will pick it up at the Chief Whips Forum.
Yes.
The issue of deputy ministers, deputizing ministers here is inadequate because in the first instance, they don't have executive authority and they also don't have the full background of the issues being dealt with here because they don't attend cabinet. And therefore, when they respond to supplementary questions as deputy ministers on matters that were decided at cabinet, they are always not as extensive as they should be. So I'm saying we'll raise it at the Chief Whips Forum, but the issue of deputy ministers without executive authority should not represent ministers. Ministers must come themselves.
Order. Honorable Manye, that matter was resolved. If the MK party wants to reopen the issue, the Rules Committee is there to reopen the issue. But can I please rule that we go back to responses to member statement? Honorable Ndlozi.
Thanks, Speaker. I really thank you for your indulgence. I understand the frustration. So the thing we just want to bring to your attention, Speaker, member statements, you're going to take 7 ministers, for example. There are only 3 in the House. This is becoming a norm. I'm saying that, no, the Honorable...
Can you please speak through the speaker?
It's not right.
Speak through the speaker.
Please protect me so I can finish quickly.
Honorable members, I am not going to entertain the debate that I have. Order, Honorable Ndlozi. Can you finish your point and let's go to the business of the day? I understand the issue you've raised, and as I said, let's address it. But unfortunately, in the discussion of the chief whips, they didn't make that qualification because it would have been addressed there. So for now, let's come back to the issue. What is it, Honorable Reddy?
Madam Speaker, I rise in terms of Rule 84, where a member of the House, honorable member, was making, and I want to know if that is parliamentary. Thank you.
Honorable Reddy, you missed your TV time last week. Somebody took your slots. But honorable member, the gestures, I would look at it and come back to the House. Can we please allow ministers to respond to the statements? Honorable Majodina. Order.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Can I respond to question 8 from the DA on energy and water crisis in Ekurhuleni, Germiston in particular? The challenge of municipalities across the country is an aging infrastructure, is water leaks, is illegal connection, but also is lack of investing the retail sale of water to the water infrastructure. And therefore, it becomes impossible for people to get water as they are expected to. But also the user pay, where people don't want to pay for services that they've received from municipalities. It is against that background that we have advised the municipalities to enforce bylaws. For instance, in each and every town, you see car wash, so many, but they are not even metered. And therefore, there's also a lot of non-revenue water. Water is just running down the street and not reaching the beneficiaries. So when we were in Jimistin in Ekurhuleni for the imbizo of presidential imbizo on the 23rd, the matter of water leaks was raised and the municipality gave a comprehensive plan on how they are dealing with water issues. So the honorable member can get that plan on closing water leaks and ensuring that people or the community around Ekurhuleni get water. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister of Basic Education.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I wish to respond to a couple of statements that were made by the members. Speaker, the Bella Act, which was the Bella Bill, has now been signed. The Bella Bill has now been signed into law by the President on Friday, making it the Bella Act. And indeed, it seeks to address some key gaps which have been found in our education system, which have emanated from various case law. The President has decided to suspend the implementation of clauses 4 and 5 in order to allow for further consultation. As the DBE, we will then be guided by the process of that consultation to then understand where to from now in the implementation of those clauses. But as things stand, the bill is now an act and the various other provisions now need to be implemented, and at an appropriate time we will brief the House on how that implementation will happen. Then, Speaker, I want to also just raise another point that was raised by Honorable Reddy. I think it's important, Speaker, that as once again I implore that as leaders in this House we don't spread misinformation. There are no 2,000 teachers in the Western Cape that have been fired, and Honorable Reddy is a perpetual person who likes to peddle misinformation in the House, and it is not right. The issue around the issue around
I've noted you. Let's allow the minister to finish.
The education sector has been underfunded for many years, and it is because of these financial pressures that provinces are seeing the cuts affect their frontline services. And that is why, Madam Speaker, I am in talks with the Minister of Finance to see how him and his team can help us to make sure that we assist the provinces to shield frontline services from being affected from these cuts. But no teachers have been fired. No teachers, I repeat again, Madam Speaker, no teachers have been fired. In fact, what we are seeking to do is to make sure that we protect our teachers and we protect the frontline services of our sector. Thank you.
Thank you. What's the point of order, Honourable Member?
Madam Speaker, we do not want the House to degenerate.
Order, Honourable
The
Members.
House must not degenerate and become a machete.
Okay, can
And
you indicate
ministers
what's
must
the
know
point of
what
order?
their responsibilities are. In terms of the order paper, that minister is not supposed to respond to me.
Order,
She's got a
Honourable
statement
Member.
that she's supposed to make. She makes the statement. Now I want to respond to her. So she's totally out
Honourable
of pocket, Speaker. And I think they
Reddy.
need to be educated. She's the Minister of Education.
Honourable
She should
Reddy.
understand what these things mean.
Honourable Reddy.
Thank you, Speaker.
Honourable Reddy.
Somlomo.
Honourable Reddy and honourable members, you are correct to say let's not degenerate the House. You had an opportunity to raise a statement. The minister is responding to your statement and others. Yes, but if an honourable member has made a statement, the minister can indicate that I'm responding to so and so as an honourable member. But that debate then is not allowed. And if there are issues of concern you have, I would advise you to write to the Speaker.